What's up guys? I picked up the Ultra Superior 5s almost the first day they were available and have been using them for almost every run under 10 miles since I bought them. Now that I finally have 50 miles in these shoes, I will give you a full rundown, tell you some things I love and some things I really don't love. Let's get into it. The Superior is a minimally cushioned trail shoe that Ultra has included in their lineup for several years. Before we get into the likes and dislikes of the newest model, the Superior 5, let me give you some quick stats about the shoe. As far as weight goes, a size 10, what I wear, comes in at just under 9 ounces, so it's pretty light. And the stack height on the shoe is 21 millimeters under the heel as well as the toe, so it's a zero drop shoe, as are all of Ultra shoes, but that low stack height of 21 millimeters gives you pretty good trail feel underfoot. That's just some quick stats about the shoe. Let's get into the likes and the dislikes. First, we'll start with the things that I really like about the Ultra Superior 5. The first thing that I have to mention and that I noticed from my very first run is that these shoes are incredibly comfortable to wear. And I think that's for a few different reasons. One of the main things I attribute the comfort to, and something I was actually a little skeptical of when I first ordered the shoe, is actually this Burrito style upper. You can see that on the inside of the shoe, the tongue is actually still connected to the shoe. It's all one piece, whereas on this side, it's disconnected. But that burrito style upper really gives the shoe almost a slipper-like feeling when you put it on. And it also really helps you lock in a really good fit with the shoe. It feels amazing. From the beginning of the run to the end, this upper just feels really comfortable on my feet. The next thing I'll mention as far as comfort goes is this wide toe box. As with all Ultra shoes, they have a very wide toe box. I really like that. It gives my toes room to splay within the shoe every time I take a step. I find it incredibly comfortable, and it gets rid of that feeling of wanting to rip my shoes off as soon as I'm done with my run. I love having a wide toe box. If you've run in Ultras before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't tried them before, I would definitely recommend at least trying it. It makes a big difference for me in the comfort on my runs. The last thing I'll mention as far as comfort goes is this, what Ultra calls the Quantic midsole. You can see it's pretty flexible. It's a nice light midsole material that gives a lot of cushion, and I feel like on my runs, a little bit of spring back as well. I really like the Quantic midsole in these Ultra Superior 5s. Very, very comfortable, again, from the beginning of my run to the end. So the comfort is amazing, but you can find lots of comfortable shoes that won't last a day on the trails. What about the durability? This is actually another thing I really like about the Ultra Superior 5s so far. Previous Ultra models that I've run in have really had some durability issues, and I know I'm not the only one. If you've watched any other Ultra shoe reviews online, you'll see that durability has seemed to be a constant issue. One main problem that Ultra has seemed to have in the past is that this piece on the toe starts to peel off pretty early in a shoe's life. To show you what I'm talking about, I brought up my Ultra Lone Peak 4.5s. You can see on the front of the shoe there, it's really peeling away. Now, these shoes have 150 miles in them, but I would expect that to last a little bit longer. And it started peeling off on this shoe at probably the 50-mile mark. But you can see on the Ultra Superior 5s, it is still connected really well. There's no sign of that coming off on either shoe. Another thing that really helps with the durability is you can see these overlays on both the outside and the inside of the shoe are fully stitched. Rather than just being glued like some previous Ultra models, they've actually been stitched right into the shoe, so these are not going to be coming off anytime soon. The other area where durability really matters is on the outsole. I will tell you at about 20 miles, I was a little concerned because I noticed that there was a few spots on the outsole where I could see it looked like little chunks were about to come off. The main reason I was worried is, again, comparing them to my Ultra Lone Peak 4.5s, you can see where one of the lugs has actually been knocked off from one of my runs. I don't know when it happened, but I was really worried that the same thing was going to happen on my Superior 5s. But as you can see, both of the outsoles actually look to still be in really good condition. There are a few places where the color is starting to wear away, but that's just because I've been running on them on rough trails. It looks like the outsole is going to hold up pretty well, or at least has so far through 50 pretty rough miles. Based on my experience, the durability on the Superior 5s doesn't seem to be an issue. I'm hoping that that continues. The next thing I'll mention that I really liked about these shoes is just how breathable they are. You can see this material on the top is a pretty light mesh, And that made a really big difference for my runs this summer. We've been hitting record heat for the past several weeks here in Utah. So I've been running in high 90s, even triple digit temperatures. The breathability made a big difference in my ability to wear these shoes, especially in hot conditions. Two more other quick things that I'll mention that I like about this shoe. As in most other Altra shoes, they include a gaiter trap right here. I don't typically wear a gaiter, so this doesn't really matter to me, but if you're looking at buying the shoe and like to wear a gaiter when you run on the trail, this makes a really big difference in being able to attach the Altra gaiter right to your shoe, and it doesn't come off easily. The last thing I'll mention is just my ability to get a really good fit with this shoe. Again, I think that comes back to this burrito style upper, but the combination of a little bit of padding on this tongue, the burrito style upper, the style of laces they've included, as well as these eyelets, make it really easy to lock down the shoe on top of your foot and get a really nice snug fit that's still comfortable. Those are the things I really like about the Altra Superior 5s. But let's talk about the things that I don't like, and there are a few of them. The first thing that I don't like about these shoes is the rock plate that's included. Now, to me, this doesn't seem like a very sufficient rock plate. You can see it's really flimsy, it's really light, and I know that this is supposed to be a minimally cushioned, light, fast trail shoe, but if you're going to include a rock plate or a stone guard, don't include this thing. A real stone guard would be nice. The second thing I don't like, and although I mentioned it as a good thing when it comes down to locking down the fit, is the lacing system. And the reason I don't like it is because I prefer to use a runner's knot, which is where you have a little loop in the last two eyelets, and then you run the opposite lace through that side before you tie the shoe. That helps me get a nice locked in fit on my shoes. I know not everybody does a runner's knot, so if you don't, this won't matter to you. I prefer using a runner's knot, and it's just really difficult in these shoes. The main issue is that on the inside of the shoe, that top eyelet is really tight within that overlay that's been stitched onto the shoe, and it's just really hard to adjust it once you've started tightening it down on your shoe. So I can still do it, I still use the runner's knot, but it's just a little more difficult on this shoe. A little annoying, but not a deal breaker. And the last thing I'll mention that I didn't like about this shoe is that I really wish that there were more multi-directional lugs. You can see that they added a few right under the front of the toes at the very top of what you're seeing on the screen. The lugs really all go the same direction. I wish that they'd included more multi-directional lugs like these in more places within the sole of the shoe. I have heard from a few people that they have issues with grip on the shoe in certain conditions, especially when it's wet. I do think that some more multi-directional lugs on the outsole would make a big difference as far as grip goes. Those are the things that I like and dislike about the Altra Superior 5s. If you found this helpful, let me know by hitting the like button below. If you have other things that you're wondering about the shoe, I answer all of my comments. Feel free to drop those below. I'll answer any question that you might have. Or if you've run in the Superior 5s and have some other things that you like or don't like about them, drop those in the comments as well. As far as whether you should try these out or not, I will tell you that I love these shoes. These are so comfortable. The durability so far has been fantastic, and I just love wearing these on those shorter trail runs. They're light, they're fast, they're nimble, and did I mention how comfortable they are? I've included a link in the description below where you can pick them up on Amazon if you'd like to, but they're obviously available at a lot of other places as well. These shoes are awesome. And remember, life is better with some dirt in it.